Big thanks to Josh Smith for joining us there. It was a lot of fun.
Yeah.
We had a pretty view. Y'all didn't see it before, but
when we could kind of see the inner harbor behind him there if you look close enough.
Yeah, well, he didn't. Yeah, but he showed us before we started talking.
Yeah, we don't want to give away his location.
Yeah, he said, "Oh, well, look at my view," because we were talking about when we had been there before we got started. Anyway, let's go down in the bus leagues, guys. They have started their second half of their season now. So a lot of these records that we're going to go over, you're going to be going, "What? What do you mean?" It's like, well, they do a first half, teams make playoffs, then they start a second half, and that's how it goes. Round Rock Express, AAA, we already stopped at the top. Second half's going. They are 1-2, and they have won their first game in the second half last night.
They did win, yeah, and it seems like they play El Paso like every other week. It's crazy, but down there, it's kind of the same story.
They got a new shortstop.
They did, which is a little surprising as we talked about earlier, but they're just not hitting the ball out of the ballpark, and that's kind of an organizational thing. Derek Hill, who's now with the major league team for the second time, he's still the home run leader with 8, and he hasn't hit one since May. Sam Huff has been stuck on 7. Blaine Crim is starting to pick it up a little bit. He had a big hit in their win Thursday night, but it's just kind of nobody's really doing a lot down there offensively, which is a little surprising with Crim, with Huff, with Dustin Harris. It's just I'm not sure. Justin Foskey is there now on rehab assignment. Not on rehab assignment. He was pulled. He finished his rehab assignment, was reinstated from the 60-day IL and optioned to Round Rock. Cole Winn apparently has the shoulder injury. He was promoted to the Rangers so that he could be placed on the 60-day IL because they needed a roster spot
for
Hill. For Hill, and Yuri Rodriguez was designated for assignment, which
he may get snatched. I mean,
he might. He's got a big arm, and he has options, so he could get picked up. I don't think the Rangers are going to lament losing Yuri Rodriguez. It just hasn't clicked for him yet in the big leagues. So you do go look at the pitching side, and Jack Leiter had still had that great start last week. Johnny Cueto appears as though that's not going to work out. He's been getting roughed up lately. Owen White was a little bit better his last time. And
did I see where Owen White hit 100 miles an hour?
I don't know. Maybe I didn't see it.
Somebody posted that something about Owen hit 100 miles an hour, and I thought they were talking about maybe Owen White, or whoever it was that would lead me to believe it.
I tell you. Yeah, I know all these players are coming back from the Rangers, all these healthy pitchers, but and I think we mentioned it last week too. You got to feel good about Daniel Robert, who gosh, he's got his ERA is down to 1.98. He's pounding the strike zone, 36 strikeouts, 7 walks, and 27 1/3 innings. Opponents are hitting 128 against him.
Yeah,
I mean he's been in big
hitters league.
He's been in big league camp many times, and
look, they're gonna
not many times, a couple times, but this is a guy that they really thought coming out of the COVID season, they really thought they were going to lose. I think maybe going into 22. It was after the lockout. So they really thought they were going to lose him if there had been a Rule 5 draft. There was not. So they also didn't lose Bubba Thompson, which was good because we like Bubba. We like Daniel too, but
if he doesn't it
looks like he's finally ready to do something.
And if he doesn't get put on the 40-man roster by the end of the season, then he will be exposed, and he could possibly get.
Yeah, he could. So, but I would think that they wouldn't protect
anybody promoted. A lot of promotions this week. We're going to do it at each level, but was anybody promoted to AAA?
Not to AAA. The one other note: Chasen Shreve, the veteran left-hander, took his out and signed a deal with the Yankees, his former team.
Okay, here we go. Right. Frisco Rough Riders, AA affiliate. They are 2, and the sponsor of this segment, by the way. Right. Frisco Rough Riders are 2-1, and they won their first game last night of this second game. So they're 2-1. They're starting out in first place again. They already won the first half. They are the only playoff team so far. In the Rangers organization. What's going on there?
it's more of the same. You know,
There was a couple promotions.
They did get a couple promotions. But first, before we go on, Cody Freeman leading the team with 8 homers and 17 doubles. Josh Hatcher, who is going to be on our minor league show, still right around 300 on the batting average, 296. You know, it's another team that's not hitting home runs. Aaron Zavala, boy, the Rangers aren't quite sure what's going on there. He's down to 202, striking out a lot. Abby Ortiz still right around the 180 mark. He's playing a lot. The Rangers feel okay about him still. Liam Hicks is doing okay, but again, it's that 1-2 Acker Teodo punch atop the rotation, and you know,
Figueroa. Who got promoted?
Winston Santos was promoted to.
No, Figueroa got promoted to Hickory. Okay, we'll go on that.
Winston Santos, who will be making his debut here this weekend. Skylar Hales, the hard-throwing 4th-round pick last year, he's also now in Double-A, and he didn't have a very good first month there at Hickory, but his numbers since then have been really impressive, and he throws 100 miles an hour. He's a big dude. Forecasting way down the road here, but you might have a future closer with him. I really think he'll get that chance. But
if you can harness 100 miles an hour and throw other pitches, yes.
He's still early in his career, but he's in Double-A now, so good for him.
Hickory 2-4. They've been playing a little longer in the second half. They ended a little earlier. They're 2-4 and they've lost one. Look, they're only 2 games below 500. They were a lot of games below 500.
Yeah. You know, and they did get a couple new arms. Cole Drake came up from down east. Our buddy Alejandro Rosario came up from down east, and Glider Figueroa, who is not a pitcher, he's a third baseman. He came up from down
and
east.
hit a home run yesterday.
Yeah, he has a lot of power. I think when you look at this team, Joseph Montalvo, Cupboard's not bearing the rotation by any means. Joseph Montalvo, Aiden Curry, who's been a lot better than he was to start the year, and then Mitch Brad, who's also on our minor league show, just doing good things, doing Mitch Brad things. So, hey, you know, the on the hitting side, of course, everybody's looking at Sebastian Walcott,
he's been over
really
300 in June, right?
He's having a fabulous June. He's up to 6 home runs. The Rangers just love what he's doing. I know they know he's going to strike out a lot,
right?
But he's hitting balls hard. He hit a ball the other day, I think, is 116 miles an hour. Alejandro Osuna, who should be getting promoted pretty soon. I called him Antonio. Antonio is his uncle. Alejandro, he hit for the cycle the other day. So,
yeah, I saw that.
So that ain't bad. But Jason Morabel, who had the fabulous May, he's had an equally unfabulous June. So,
what about Colley's?
Colley's about the same. He has struck out a lot.
He started off horrible, but
he is striking out a ton. And that's not Cam Colley.
Yep. Let's go to Low A with Down East Wood Ducks. That's the youngest of them, the babies of a full season baseball. They're starting out 2-4. They've lost 2 in a row, so they won 2 games and then somewhere in there, but they've lost the last 2. This again is the youngest part of it. So anybody from ACL get thrown up there?
Maybe. They don't advertise those as much as they do the other ones. There have been
and there'll be more promotions this year.
You know, I think that what Ross Fenstermaker explained to me is that the guys in Arizona are going to finish out in Arizona. You know, they want to get through that season. That season ends here pretty soon.
Yeah, like the end of the month.
They started early. It'll end in July. So, but at Down East with Figueroa gone, Echedre Vargas is having he started out a little cooler. He's starting to heat up a little bit, so that's good. Jesus Lopez, the catcher, he's cooled off some. So it's not, you're going to ride the highs and lows. The pitching staff, even with the departures of Drake and Rosario, is still very good. Jose Gonzalez, David Davalillo, who has a 1.49 ERA. Hello, he pitched, I think, think he took a no-hitter into the 7th inning the other day. Colton Curtis, a young guy. They're just guys. Did I mention Jose Gonzalez? If I didn't, I'm regretful. Brian Mendoza is good. So these are guys that can still pitch it. And then they have some of the older guys like our buddy Savage,
local kid.
Yeah, and Paul Bonzagni, who's also a local guy. So a decent mix down there.
Yep, trying to get it through their ACL. Like you said, that's going to be ending next month. DSL's in full swing now.
Well, the Rangers Arizona Complex League team is in first place by 3.5 games. Yeremy Cabrera continues to lead the league in home runs with 7.
That's good power numbers. I know there's not been a lot around it, but there's usually somebody that goes to that ACL, and Sebastian did it.
He could be a guy who ends up playing in Down East, before the year ends. I forgot to mention the Down East. Isaac Tiger is now in Down East.
That's my guy.
That's your guy. So he's healthy. So that's good. And then the DSL. Rangers, of course, they have the 2 teams. They have the red. The red team is kicking ass. They're 14-4. They're 9 in their 8-game winning streak. The blue team is 11-5. Both Rangers DSL teams are in first place. So one thing that you like, well, when are these guys going to go to Arizona? They're probably not going to go to Arizona.
Yeah.
With the seasons overlapping now, that's not good for these guys. Some of them may end up in
fall ball.
One guy who was promoted to Arizona is Clymer Lemos, the first baseman. He had a 1390 OPS in 15 games, so he's doing
it's
okay.
It's time to come aboard the U.S. over here and see what's going on.
So anyway, and Paulino Santana is batting 241, has not hit the ball out of the ballpark yet. Yolfrin Castillo is hitting 431, 4 doubles. So he started to mix in some extra base hits.
Vlad's little brother doing.
He's in Arizona. He's doing okay. He's got 5 homers. Pedro is his name. Pedro Guerrero. Curly Martha, one of those other signees. He has a homer. He has some extra base hits. 277. Those are the big 3: Santana, Martha, and Castillo from the most recent class.
Guerrero was last year.
Yeah, and they're on the red team. The blue team, guys who you probably know if you follow this really, really closely. But if you don't, well, don't feel bad about it. The one name I will bring up is Christopher Hernandez. Is Jonathan Hernandez's little brother. He's finally gave up some runs. He's got a 196 ERA, but he's got 23 strikeouts in 18 innings. He's
doing well. Yeah,
he's doing good.
I talked to Hernandez about him, about his debut and all that.
Yeah.
All right, guys, let's get this thing out of here. This has been a good one. Josh Smith taking time. What a fun time for him to join us right there. We're back at it. Rangers come back into town after this series.
Yeah,
right?
they have an off day Monday, and then they are here for against the Padres. So the Padres are tough, man.
Hey guys, that's where we'll be. So we'll be out there. So like the way we end every one of these, big thanks to Josh Smith for coming on. For Jeff Wilson, I'm John Moore, and until Tuesday is where we will see you at the yard. Guys, next time, see you at the yard.